Good morning and welcome to your daily tarot message. I am Veronica. This is Veronica's Dreams Tarot. So let's get started. I'm really excited. I will be linking my website here very shortly. It's almost done. There's still some things that are going to be under construction for a little bit. There's going to be a video area on it. So that's not ready, but yeah, I'm really excited. Worked really hard on it. So let's get started, guys. What do we need to know? I'm really excited about it, actually. I've worked really hard. Takes a lot, you know. Um, let's get started. As a quick reminder, hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. It does help us to connect. Also makes me a very happy person when you do so. It really does, I have to say. So let's do 3 cards. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Death card. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okie dokie. What we don't see is the 2 of Swords. What to look for. 10 of Pentacles. Challenge. Ace of Wands. And where does this lead? The Hierophant and then 6 of Cups. Really interesting. So I'm just going to say, like, I had a personal reading done. As a matter of fact, I just listened to it this morning, and 2 of the cards that came up a couple different times were the Hierophant and the 6 of Cups. I find that just really interesting. It's funny when that happens. Oops. I've got 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. The 9 of Wands is like you're at the end of your rope, right? You're like, okay, I've worked really hard. I'm getting tired. I don't know if I could keep going. What do I do next? That kind of energy. So that was kind of the basis of the reading. And you have the Wheel, Death, and 3 of Pentacles. So I kind of look like this is a way like you have decided to continue to move forward, even though it's been hard, right? And the 9 of Wands. And so the 10 of Pentacles, or the Wheel, makes me feel like it's kind of circle. I was thinking of Pentacles. It makes me feel like you're headed towards change, and you realize that this isn't coming from out of the blue. I feel like you're putting this into motion with the Wheel to the Death card, and it feels like, yeah, I'm going to make some different changes. I'm going to change things up. I'm going to do this a little differently. And 3 of Pentacles, which I really like, especially if this was work related, money related, you're going to really be collaborating with someone here. I feel like I mean, it could be a group of people, it could be one person. So let's get into some clarifying. Let's look deeper into that Wheel card first. So let's do 2 for the Wheel. Give me 2 cards. Tell me more about this Wheel. What's this forward movement? 9 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've found a new way. You have been successful and you realize that, and you're saying, okay, well, this isn't working, so I need to do it differently. Again, 9 of Wands, right? It's been hard. So you are looking at a different way to do it. But most importantly, I think we need to realize when we see that 9 of Pentacles, to me, that's the, I got to take a look at what I have because I really accomplished a lot. And I feel like that's what you've done. And you said, okay, the 5 of Pentacles is also about doing things differently. So then we have the Death card. Again, that is a change. That's a transformation. I need to blow out that one candle. Hold on just a second. I'm going to blow it out. I need to trim the wick on it because it's really smoking. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so let's get going. But I do like that, yeah, the Death card is really just feeling like, I like the Death card personally because it makes room. It also, I feel like, when we admit that things need to change, that's not an easy thing to do. So I do like the Death card in that sense. Tell me more about this Death card. What do I need to know? 9 of Swords, Devil, yeah. And then the Tower, boy, some really tough cards right here. Yeah, see, you realize, so I think like the Death card is hard. 9 of Swords with the Devil. So you've been stuck on one way of doing things. I've been doing the same thing over and over again. And if I keep doing that, I'm going to get the same results. I do not feel like this is how you are. I feel like if this is why you're changing, you're realizing that this is bringing you stress by doing the same thing the same way over and over again. And let's look at the Three of Pentacles here. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles. What is the Three of Pentacles? Tell me, tell me, tell me. There's that Death card again. Yeah, Death card with the Seven of Wands. You know, you don't have to let go of what you want, right? You just need to do it differently. You need to make room for different ideas, new people, collaboration. Death card, Seven of Wands, standing for what you want. Death card, transformation, leaving room for new things. I feel like this is really an important energy, but what it does do is it makes you realize that, yeah, you can reach out to other people. And that doesn't even mean you have to have people involved. Like these days, like, hey, I'm going to, use my best friend Copilot to help me come up with some better words or better ideas, or help me figure out how to get out of this funk. I mean, it's nice to have that. Now, just as a forewarning, I do use Copilot, but you got to keep in mind that sometimes it's not correct. So, personally, I don't use it for too much, like, I use it more creatively, but you can use it like, this is my idea, is there a different way, that kind of thing. So I think not only can you collaborate with other people, you can collaborate with AI now. And not, I know not everyone likes it, and that was just a suggestion. So, because I also really love being around people. But that's the Seven of Wands. Yeah, the knowing that you have to change, but knowing that I am still going to, get what I want out of this. I'm not going to change what I've been looking for and wanting. What you don't see is the Two of Swords. There's something here where you may be stuck more than you think. And I have a feeling it's with the Death card, because we saw that Nine of Swords. So there's that feeling of, I know I need to make a decision here on which way to go, but I'm not. And I think this is just a forewarning to be careful of that. I don't think it's anything like some crazy hidden message. I just feel like, hey, you know what? If you're not moving forward, you're not moving forward. You're stuck. And the Two of Swords to me is just, okay, if I stay here, then I'm stuck if I don't make a decision. And I think that there is something here that you don't realize that you need to make a decision on. Tell me more about this Two of Swords. Okay, the Devil again. Yes, you can't always do things the same way. This is the Devil coming up again. I don't feel like it's a person or a negative energy. It's just doing the same thing, stuck on an idea, stuck on a way of doing things. Things can be done differently. And I think that here's the two things. You could take control and move forward, Emperor, or you can just do it the same way you've done all the time and you'll get the same results. So I think those are the decisions you need to make, because you do know you need to do it, and you do with the wheel realize that you have like been successful, but you're stuck right now. You're in that Five of Pentacles. If I can do it the same way, but maybe if I do it differently. And I think you definitely do. And I see that too with the Ace of Wands being in the challenge. You're having a hard time getting started here. So this is what to look for, is the Ten of Pentacles. Here's what I believe with the Ten of Pentacles in this deck particularly. All the decks I look at a little differently. They're in a boat here, right? They're moving. Ten of Pentacles never shows moving. For one, it can mean a move is coming up, but it doesn't mean necessarily a physical move of the house. It means things are changing. The other thing too with this deck, it's you're at the point where you have everything. Now it's time to move forward. So the cards are saying you've got everything. But again, you've got that little energy that's showing up with this Two of Swords of not making that decision to move forward, not to make changes. You're kind of stuck. I can either be stuck or I can take control. This is what to look for, taking control. But more importantly, because this is kind of like a advice position, it's saying you got to look at everything you have. Like, I've got everything I need. I've accumulated great ideas. I've accumulated blah, blah, blah. And now I can move forward, and it's up to you to do so. But I think it's an important way to look at things. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Now I'm going to clarify the Ace of Wands in your challenge. But to me, this is, you need a kick to get kick started. You're struggling. Your challenge is getting moving on these changes. There's something you definitely want to work towards. It's been hard. The wheel, you wanted to move towards that, but you're really struggling with something, kickstarting it. Tell me more about this Ace of Wands here in the challenge. Yep. Okay. Here you go. Seven of Wands, 10 of Cups. I think it's a misunderstanding. Like, I want to get started here, but am I going to do this my way? And am I going to be fulfilled? You're really questioning moving forward, even though you really want to, because that's what the reading is about. You do. But you're definitely going, okay, I got to get started. But I can't. And it's because of trust. To me, this is a trust. Seven of Wands with the ten of Cups. The 10 of Cups is a comfort card, a give and take card. There's something missing here, but you're worried about, because again, this is a challenge position. You're worried about, I want it my way. And there's certain things I really want here with this project or whatever it is you're working on that's a struggle. But you're going to have to give some things up here, and not completely. It's just kind of rearranging it. That Death card is screaming to you. So where does this all lead? We've got the Hierophant to the Six of Cups. The Hierophant is a reminder. You may need to, I don't always see this with the Hierophant, but I am reminded that it can be a way to buck the system a little bit. So you may be looking at the system overall and saying, maybe I need to buck this a little bit. In other words, not do things as everyone expects. If this is a job, I'm not saying you need to be rebellious, but maybe I need to not do this traditionally. Maybe this needs to be done differently, not traditionally. And then it goes to the Six of Cups, and I'm going to definitely clarify that Six of Cups. Tell me more about this Hierophant, please. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Four of Swords and the Star. Yeah, if you really want to reach it, I feel like this is, take a moment and look at what your true wishes are. I love the Star card. The Four of Swords, though, is taking that moment. So once you realize and then can commit, which is also the Hierophant, to what you really want to do and what you're going to change, then you'll be allowed to move forward. But it may take a hot second with this Four of Swords here, because that is a rest card, that is a healing card. But there is this is like it's so important to you. Whatever you're doing here is very important to you. So let's take a look at the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is about the past, but it's also about gifts. It's also about working together. It can be a lot about nurturing ideas. It can be all kinds of beautiful things. The Six of Cups is a very nostalgic card as well. So I feel like there is some kind of nostalgia here going to happen, or you're going to, I think, but let's get the clarifiers. Let's get the clarifiers. Yes. Okay. King of Wands with the Moon. Yeah. So I think the Six of Cups is the realization of, I think the King of Wands here is facing away from that Moon card. And the Moon card is saying you're coming to realizations. You're starting to clear the path. Things are becoming less murky. Things are become illuminating now. It's not there yet, but it is. The King of Wands, though, if I'm, is saying, so there is this feeling of, I want to go, 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 but things need to be more clear before I do so. And I think that Six of Cups is those messages are coming to you. And I do believe things are becoming more clear. The struggle here is, again, that King of Wands, which goes with that Ace of Wands, that energy of, I want to move, I want to move, I want to get going, I want to get going. I can't. So it's kind of up to you, though. But I think with that Hierophant, there is that time where you got to kind of just settle down a little bit. What is the advice for today? Oh, Judgment. I like that, because it's really about taking care of yourself. If you really want to feel reborn, you've got to go through these changes. It's not, I don't think these changes are big. I think they're just different. And when something's different, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I understand that, but it's still like, okay, I got to go through these changes here. So I think if you want to reach this Phoenix moment, if you want this situation to really come into fruition and kind of get out of that Nine of Wands, just let yourself go a little bit here with the Judgment card. I feel like that's what it's saying. Just let yourself go a little bit. There is something about you holding on to thinking that your idea will get lost because you do something a little differently. That's not necessarily the case. So there you have your reading for today. Remember, hit that thumbs up button and leave me a message. Soon I'll have my website down below, but it is veronicasdreams.net if you want to take a look. Again, it's still under construction, but it's mostly done. Take care. Have a beautiful day.